Okay, can we talk about the phrase, just do it? I love Nikes and all, but I feel like we've all had someone say it to us, and let's be real. We've probably screamed it at ourselves in our own heads, but what if that's actually the worst advice ever? You know the feeling. You have a to-do list, you have a goal, maybe you even have a new notebook and a drink ready to go, but when it's time to actually start, your brain just shuts down. It feels like you're frozen, and the more you tell yourself to just do it, the more stuck you feel. Before you know it, you've spent 3 hours scrolling on your phone or organizing your bookshelf, doing literally anything except the one thing you're supposed to be doing. If that sounds like you, I really need you to hear this. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not lazy or broken. You're just stuck in a small trap set by your own brain. And I want to share the science behind that freezing feeling and give you some simple, practical ways to get unstuck. To get out of this trap, we have to understand what's really going on in our heads. This isn't a problem with your willpower. It's a problem with how your brain is wired. That feeling of being frozen isn't a character flaw. It's a natural survival instinct that's been around for thousands of years. Stick with me because this part has a little science, but it's the part that will make everything make sense. So think of your brain as having two main characters. First, there's your prefrontal cortex. This is the smart, grown-up part of your brain right behind your forehead. It's kind of like your inner boss. It makes plans, understands future goals, and knows that finishing the big project will feel so good later. It's the part of you that wants to do the thing. And then there's the much older part of your brain called the amygdala. So the amygdala is your brain's alarm system. Its only job is to look for danger and to keep you safe. And here's the crazy part. Your amygdala can't tell the difference between a real physical threat, like a bear in the woods, and an emotional threat, like the fear of failing a test or being judged for your work. The nervous feeling you get before a big presentation can feel just as intense as an actual fear like the bear. So when you have a task that feels huge, boring, or scary, your amygdala starts screaming, "Danger! Danger!" and pulls the emergency brake. We all know about fight or flight, but there's a third response: freeze. So just like an animal playing dead to avoid a predator, your brain can decide that the safest thing to do is nothing at all. So when this happens, your brain gets flooded with these stress chemicals. These chemicals basically shut down your prefrontal cortex, which means your smart inner boss gets put on hold. Your body, trying to protect you from the danger of the task, makes it impossible to take action. You're not procrastinating because you're lazy. You're procrastinating because your brain is biologically trying to protect you from what it thinks will cause you pain. This is why yelling, "Just do it," at yourself is like yelling at a scared cat to calm down. It only makes the stress worse, and you're going to end up with a bunch of scratches on you. So if pushing harder doesn't work, what does? The answer is so simple, it's almost annoying. The biggest thing standing between you and your goals is literally just starting. So I want you to think about it. The hour you spend dreading cleaning your room is always worse than the 15 minutes it actually takes to do it. Our problem isn't usually our ability to keep going. It's the giant wall of "I don't want to" that we feel before we even begin. This changes everything. It means our strategy shouldn't be about finishing the entire project. It should just be about taking that very first step. That's it. We don't need amazing self-control. We just need to find easy, clever ways to trick our brain into starting. We need to make the first step so small and so easy that our brain's alarm system doesn't even notice it. There's even a psychology term for this, and it's called the Zeigarnik effect. which basically says that our brains hate leaving things unfinished. Once we start something, our brain creates a little itch that pushes us to finish it, and we just have to start it. So the following tricks aren't about powering through. They're little life hacks designed to kind of sneak past your brain security system and get you moving. So the habit of freezing and avoiding happens in literally a few seconds. You think of the task, you feel stressed, you pause, and then you grab your phone. To break this, you just have to interrupt that pattern. This is where the 5-second rule made famous by Mel Robbins is a total game changer. The moment you think about doing something, or the moment you feel yourself starting to hesitate, you're going to count down from 5, out loud or in your head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you just physically move. Just stand up or walk to your desk or open your notebook. The countdown breaks the habit. It focuses your brain just long enough to get you out of your head and into action. That 5-second window is your chance. It's when your brain starts listing all the reasons not to do it. By moving on to 1, you don't give it a chance. The goal isn't to do the whole task, it's just to make one tiny physical move in the right direction. I personally used to use this method when I had to wake up at about 3 a.m. for my past job. Especially in the winter, it was so hard to leave my cozy, warm bed and step onto the cold, hard floor to get ready. So the moment I started to feel myself hesitating to leave and reaching to hit my snooze button, I would count to 5 and then just jump out of the bed to start my day, and it worked every single time. So your brain's panic button gets pushed by how big a task seems. A to-do list item like write a history essay is absolutely terrifying. It's basically asking your brain to have a total meltdown. So the solution is just to make the task ridiculously, almost laughably small. This is my secret weapon, the 5-minute start. So you don't commit to finishing the essay, you just commit to working on it for 5 minutes. Set a timer. That's it. Write essay becomes open the document and write for 5 minutes. Clean my whole room becomes put away clothes for 5 minutes. This is so small and unscary that it doesn't set off the brain's alarm. Your brain sees a 5-minute task and thinks, oh, okay, no big deal. Carry on. And what usually happens after the 5 minutes? You gain momentum. That brain itch to finish things kicks in. More often than not, when the timer goes off, you're already into it and you just keep going. You have successfully tricked your brain into doing the hardest part. At its core, procrastination is about feelings. We avoid tasks because they make us feel bad, like anxious, bored, or insecure. So one of the most important things that you can do is change the feeling connected to the task. Instead of thinking about how hard the work will be, take 60 seconds and clearly imagine the feeling of just being done. Don't just picture your clean room. Feel the sense of calm that comes with it. Don't just see the finished homework. Feel that sigh of relief you have after turning it in. I used to do this before a long, hard day at work. I would close my eyes and imagine the feeling of getting home, taking a hot shower, relaxing, and knowing I made it through the day. And it just shifts your brain's focus from the short-term pain to the long-term reward. You're giving your brain a sneak peek of that good feeling you'll have later, and it absolutely works. Okay, so this might be the most important one. Procrastination gets its power from shame. You put something off, you feel guilty, you get mad at yourself, which makes you feel even more stressed about the task, which, you guessed it, makes you procrastinate even more. It is a vicious cycle. The only way to break this cycle is with self-compassion. This isn't about letting yourself off the hook. It's about strategically hitting the reset button. The next time you realize you've been procrastinating, I want you to stop, take a breath, and just say to yourself, it's okay. I forgive myself. I was feeling overwhelmed, and my brain was just trying to protect me. Acknowledge the feeling without judging it. Forgiving yourself is like hitting reset on the shame. It calms down the bad feelings so that you can try the task again from a place of calm and not self-hate. You can't beat yourself up into becoming a better person. Trust me, I've tried, and it does not work. So, behind all of these tricks is a huge shift in how we think about getting things done. Action comes before motivation. So many of us wait until we feel ready. We wait for inspiration. We wait to feel motivated, but feelings change all the time. Action, on the other hand, creates feelings. You don't feel your way into acting differently. You act your way into feeling differently. When you use the 5-second rule and just stand up, you start to feel a little more capable. When you work for 5 minutes, you start to feel a little more motivated. Your brain builds confidence based on proof. Every time you take one small action, you are giving your brain evidence that you are someone who gets things done. Belief follows action, not the other way around. I have a whole video on how to unlock your true confidence, and if you're interested, I'll have it linked down below in the description. So, the next time you feel that frozen feeling where you know what you need to do, but you just can't, remember to be kind to yourself. You are not lazy. Your brain is just doing its ancient job of trying to keep you safe. Don't fight it. Work with it. Understand what's happening and then gently use one of these tools to take one tiny itty-bitty non-scary step forward. Interrupt the pattern, shrink the task, imagine the reward, and most of all, forgive yourself for being human. The goal isn't to become a perfect productivity machine. It's to become someone who understands their own mind and knows how to work with it, not against it. If this made sense to you, please hit the like button and subscribe because I love figuring this stuff out together. And now, for your first tiny action, I would love it if you went to the comments and told me one small task you've been putting off. No judgment, let's just name it and make this the place where we all take one step forward together. I would say that my little task is folding my laundry. So I'm gonna go do that now.